I can't remember many bowl practices with a day like this. I mean, you know, usually bowl practices you have bad memories in your mind of weather. You know, it's usually freezing or windy or nasty, and I mean, what a beautiful day to be able to get back to work. I mean, that was you know, great coming out here, and it's good to see the guys. They got a good spirit to them. They've been off, obviously, a little over a week, you know. So, and obviously they needed a break. I mean, I think that's been good for them. But it's good to get back to work. Today was a day about really kind of getting back to our fundamentals, our basics, both sides of the ball. We introduced West Virginia today, and we'll continue to do that every time we come out here as far as what they do, and we'll trickle in the game plan. You know, you can work too much on one opponent, and so you want to keep it fresh and get on and off the field. This is an unusual bowl practice for us in that you know, typically we've had them this week. Finals were last week, but finals are a week later this year, so we're having to jockey around that a little bit as far as our schedule and when we can have them. But a good start today. We ran them pretty good after practice. We needed to really push them and stretch them out a little. I thought they pushed through that very well, especially the guys that have been playing and guys we're counting on. But had a few young guys we might have sent into shock a little bit today. They hadn't quite ran as much, but good start, and you know, we'll get back. We'll get some pads on tomorrow and ramp it up a little bit tomorrow. It'll be a similar type practice because again, we're kind of squeezed in between finals, and then Thursday we'll pretty much have them when we get out here. It'll be kind of a normal day at 4, and we'll just have meetings on Friday around their finals, and then really crank it up on Saturday. And we'll keep them until the 22nd and then let them go home for a few days, and then we'll be reconvening down there on the 27th. Actually going to not be at our hotel till the 29th, so we're going to be in a different location and really kind of have a little mini camp, if you will, for a couple of days before the bowl gets started. So I think we got a good plan, good schedule, and you know, really like, you know, how they came out to work, and I think they were excited to get back to work. So just a good start.
Are you going to let guys drive to Florida?
Well, we've got really 3 different options. You know, the biggest thing that I like to do is help the players as much as possible. You know, I want them to be able to get the most money that they can get, and the options for them are some of the guys that are a distance. You know, we'll purchase them a round-trip ticket, and then they get no travel money when you do that. So they just get the per diem money. But you just got no, you know, we got guys in Boston and Ohio and California, and I mean, we got guys from all over on this team. So those guys that it's a burden to get back here, we'll just purchase them a ticket. And then we have a charter that'll be leaving here the morning of the 27th with the staff, and pretty much, you know, I would say the great majority of the guys will be going on that charter. So we can still give them some travel money home, you know, back, but then we can get them all down there as a team, and then we have a group that'll just show up on their own. That it's just easier for them to do that. And so that's kind of they're all in one of them categories. But I would say the great majority of the guys will come back to Clemson, and we'll go down on the charter the morning of the 27th.
Do you have any update on Mike Bellamy's status?
No, he just, you know, as I said earlier, he's, you know, suspended indefinitely, and you know, he will not be at the bowl with us. But you know, expectation is, you know, he'll have an opportunity to you know, come back in January, and you know, if he does the right things, have a chance to go through spring. If he doesn't, he won't. So you know, that's just really all there is to say on it.
And he's not working with you?
No, he's finishing finals, and he'll go home as soon as that's over. He'll be heading home.
And can you just clarify the Sammy thing? I know that he's been cleared now, but there was some kind of thing with it.
Y'all making clarify it for me. I didn't know anything about it till this morning. I got a thing from Stephanie, and basically it was just I guess somebody advertising a party or something that had several players named or whatever. But no, there's nothing to that. But that's, you know, good job by our compliance department. That's why you have a compliance department, for stuff like that. I mean, listen, I mean, there's things out there that come up constantly, you know, that you're always having to check on and chasing ghosts and stuff like that. But you know, again, it's good to be vigilant and proactive, and glad that wherever it came from, somebody caught it and you know, got that. I think they cease and desist or something like that in place.
Is this that week? It's a little bit disjointed with the final stuff, but you always get value out of having goal practice
Oh, yeah.
to work on stuff. Is this that week?
Well, yeah, this is big for that, because again, we'll have more individual time, and so you'll be able to get a little bit more technique and fundamentals than you normally get in a normal game week when you're trying to really get the plan in and you're in a 20-hour rule. We don't have a 20-hour rule. That's not in place. So yeah, we'll have more more technique, fundamental time. But then we started today, we'll do JV, as we really ran the varsity hard, and then we have a designated JV, and so this is an opportunity for us to really basically get another spring practice, a pre-spring practice with all of those guys, and really teach them, you know, our fundamentals. And we'll do that even down at the bowl site. We'll be doing that all the way through with those guys. Today was all Indy with their positions, but once we get the pads on, we'll start doing some one-on-one, some crossover. We'll do some inside. We'll probably even do some live scrimmaging with those guys as we go through this thing. And so that's great work for that big group of our team that you know, will have a chance to be contributors for us next year. So, and then again, from a varsity standpoint, you know, it's about getting the plan in, but it's about also improving on the things that you need to improve upon. And we have more time to fix some stuff. We have more time to evaluate ourselves and tweak some things, self-scout, and maybe break a few tendencies. So we'll do that along the way throughout this process.
Can you elaborate on this mini camp that y'all are going to do before?
Well, you know, it'll be the bowl doesn't officially start till the 29th, and you know, we're going to get them down there, and again, it'll be pretty tight reins. It'll just be the people, just the necessary people, and we're gonna keep our hands on them pretty good, and really have the 27th, the 28th, and then the morning of the 29th will be like a true Tuesday type practice for us. So we'll get that work in before we check in for the bowl the afternoon of the 29th. And like I said, just really kind of, there's no functions going on. It's really just us and what we're trying to do. And again, really kind of keep our hands on them pretty tight. And then once we get the bowl started on the 29th, then obviously then you got different things going on, and it is a reward, and you want to be able for them to enjoy that. We're going to win. I mean, we're going to prepare to play a great ball game. It's going to take that. It's going to take the same type of effort and accountability that we had in our championship game to win the Orange Bowl, no doubt. So we've got to have great practice, but you got to have that balance as well for your guys. And, you know, those first couple days, again, there's not much going on other than just Clemson, and that'll be a good work for us.
Can Phil Price be healthy enough to help you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He'll be good.
Have you ever been around a team when you guys won the turnovers, won the penalties, you won? When you didn't, you lost. Sometimes, you know, a team can have a -1 and then 6 or 7 penalties. It just seemed like such a stark contrast for your ball.
Well, I mean, that's been our formula all year, and you know, the first 8 games, I think we had 6 turnovers, but we were +9. I mean, we were creating them too, and then I think we were -10, 4-game stretch. I mean, you know, big shocker, you lost 3 of them. I mean, it's just, it affects everything. It affects confidence, momentum. It affects the other team, field position. It's all, that's number one starting point right there in winning football games, is the turnover margin, in my opinion. I'd say most coaches might agree with that. But and then right out of the gate, we create a turnover, and you know, what does that do? It creates field position. opportunity, momentum, and it just goes from there. And confidence, swagger, everything. So and when you're a young football team, that's even if you were a big veteran team, maybe you manage some of that stuff mentally a little bit better. But when you're a really young team, it's even, I think, more glaring. So.
Can you say that this minicamp maybe is designed to kind of emphasize all the little things that you'll be able to focus guys on?
It's really, and we could bring them back here. But again, now you're making guys come all the way back from, Florida to Clemson to go right back. And that's a burden on the players. But yet you can't give them off that long. I mean, we got to get back to work. So I just think it's, and I appreciate our administration allowing us to do that, so we can all come together. The players can maximize, their opportunities. It's what's best for the players. And but again, the bowl for us ain't gonna start till the 29th. We're gonna use it for really team purposes and really kind of keep a tight rein on them for those couple days.
Sounds like Dwayne Allen had a pretty good week nationally in recognition. Could you imagine that? What he's gone through like 2-3 years ago in terms of metamorphosis he's had personally?
Well, first of all, I was told that we weren't going to use the tight end in this offense. That's what I told him. We were standing out there at the ESPN thing, and I said, man, everybody's, you're in my office, everybody's telling you we don't use the tight end. I'm like, how about that? Got a Mackey Award winner. So, I'm happy for him, and I guess it would be hard for me to imagine that from where he was when he got here. I mean, because he had a long way to go. I think y'all would probably even agree with that. Just as a person and just maturity but I got to give Dwayne all the credit. I mean, the guy has bought in and has just matured beyond belief and transformed right here at Clemson. And you got to give Clemson a lot of credit for that. Just the culture here. And the people we have in place, but I'm proud of him. I mean, he is just a great example to a lot of guys, and he has really become as good a leader as we've had here since I've been here. I mean, he has become that kind of leader, and does the right things, and is really focused on his future. He's focused on being the best he can be. He's focused on being great. That's what drives him, and he is. I mean, he's a special player. He's a special person, and just has a great future in front of him. So I'm proud.